And I'm sure some of you are thinking, yeah, man, this little one looks so good. They should probably be in a magazine. And the business of kid modeling is such a niche, but it is a growing part of the broader fashion, advertising, and entertainment industries. Children appear in a wide range of campaigns like clothing catalogs, TV commercials, and digital advertising, as well as brand promotions. And as a result, modeling agencies and academies that work specifically with young talent have become an important part of connecting children with these opportunities. Actually, they are connecting the parents there and the guardians with these opportunities, because the children themselves, I'm sure, aren't looking for the opportunities. It's the parents that are. But how exactly does this industry work? What does it take for a child to be represented by an agency? That's a question I'm pretty sure many parents, guardians, aunties, and uncles have asked themselves. And to answer these questions is Erica Muthoni, Director of EM Africa Academy, a model and talent academy based in Kenya. Erica, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on Channel Africa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it happens very commonly. We all think our children are just the cutest and they belong in the front page of a magazine. But many are actually on front pages of magazines, in online brand promotions, and in other sources of media. Do all parents think that their children belong in a modeling agency?
Yes, of course, for sure. They are our little ones, and when you look at them, you just see perfection. So you definitely would want to see them in front of a magazine. And we all see the beauty in them, and I think they're all beautiful in their own way.
Of course they are. So what are some of the common questions that you get from parents who see their children being front and center in this industry?
Okay, we get a lot of questions of what it takes to join the modeling industry. We start with a lot of parents who are like having babies, especially like around 1 year to 2 years old. And they come forth like, I would like for my child to join modeling. So we actually talk to them and confirm that this is baby modeling, which is around 1 to 2 years. And then we now explain to them that there is also like we can call it like the child modeling, because there is baby modeling and child modeling. So child modeling would start around 4 years there. So we get a lot of questions, and most of them don't understand the categories they fall in based on their age, but we are able to guide them on that.
I see. Well, it is a very high pressure industry, and there is a specific industry for children themselves. Before parents and, aunts and uncles and guardians, before they actually take the step of, finding an agency for their child, what should they keep in mind?
Okay, so as EM Africa, the most important thing is we are Christian based. And I think that's very, very important. The organization is run by a Christian foundation. I'm a believer myself. And the first most important thing for a parent to ask themselves is, if I take my child to this agency, am I taking them to a place where they are going to lose their morals? Or is it a place where they can model and still maintain their moral and values? That's the first most important thing. And then, of course, the other parts follow, whereby the representation, the child safety, how are they going to be taken care of, payments and all such kind of information. That is the first thing you should get before you join an agency.
Okay. The industry itself, I'm pretty sure it's not easy for adults, and children aren't really the ones who essentially are, putting themselves out there for these opportunities. It's the parents. As someone who is in an agency, what is it that you tell parents about the industry that they are trying to get their children into?
Yeah. We let them know that it is a cutthroat industry, the fashion industry, the modeling industry at large is it's cutthroat. When you go to pageantry, they are going to interact with different kind of fellow students or fellow models, child models. You don't know how they are. Some of them are competitive. Let's say you are preparing for a pageant, there's the competition, it can get heated up because this is a situation where there's a lot of energy, like everyone wants to win, and then you go ahead, you also have like some people in the industry who also want to take advantage of the youngsters. So what we do is we tell them the truth that this is an industry where you're going to meet all sorts of people. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that your child is protected. You have to make sure that you get the contract, you follow the contract, you just have to do your research beforehand to ensure that you're handing your child to the right people. That's very important.
Are there kids that shouldn't be in this industry? I'm just saying, obviously the parents are seeing a great opportunity, perhaps with how their children look or how they dress them, or maybe they're seeing, other parents finding these opportunities on social media. But children also have their own personalities, and some children are living with different conditions as well. Are there children that you suggest parents, no, I don't think your child is either ready for being in this industry, or I don't think they should be in this industry?
I think where you can draw the line one is if the child doesn't want to be in that industry, because that's the first thing. You can have a child who is like, I really don't want to be here, I really don't want to do the modeling, and they're being forced. So the first thing, the child has to be in agreement, because if they love what they are doing, they are going to do it well. So that's the first and most important thing we advise them. And then we also try to be as inclusive as possible, because we believe that also all types of models should be included, even the ones who are differently able. Actually, we encourage the parents to have to bring in their boys, to bring in their girls, the ones who are differently able, because you don't know where they can actually fall into an organization that was looking for such kind of a model to represent them. So we really feel like, I don't think that we draw the line when it comes to if they are different or if they're able differently of their race. It's open to all kind of children, as long as the child themselves want to participate and be a model.
All right. I think now we can actually get into the nitty-gritties of the industry, because beforehand, I think it's important to speak about the protection of children, because we are speaking about those who can't really speak for themselves. And as you said, some parents are doing it for themselves, or maybe they're living their own dreams of, becoming a model when they were younger through their children. And not all children actually want to go in an industry and start working. So the protection of children in this conversation is very important. The first step that parents need to take when they seek an agency for their talented child.
All right. Yeah, so the first step, like I mentioned earlier, is to ensure the kind of people you are working with, have a good background research on who runs the company. Are they child-friendly? What kind of people are involved? Do they have are they supposed to be handling kids? Such kind of questions are very important. And then you also look into data protection, like when your child is going for a photo shoot, you should get all the information. What kind of a photo shoot is it? Should not be anything that includes any kind of it shouldn't be anything that is indecent. Like, this is a child, so they should participate in activities that are decent, that have the right, like if they are, let's say if you are shooting, you need to know what they're shooting for, where is it going to be used, for how long is it going to be used, what are they going to be wearing, how is their hair going to be styled, and all such kind of details. So you need to have all that. And if the agent is not able to give you all this information, if you are doing a particular project, then I think you need to do more research on that.
All right, Erica, stay on the line. We're going to take a short break and we're going to continue speaking about this. Parents, guardians, listen up. We're finding out exactly what you need to do if you want to have your child represented by a modeling or entertainment agency of any sort.
Channel Africa and you have got something in common. The thirst for knowledge. Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126. And we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views. Share your opinion. Engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Hashtag on the move and connect with us.
You have a talented little one that looks good, that might fit well into, brand positioning, the entertainment industry, the modeling industry, with letting you know exactly how to get them a talent agent. Erica Muthoni is the director of EM Africa Academy, a model and talent academy based in Kenya. All right, now that the parents have taken the first step in this conversation, let's speak about the contractual obligations. Children cannot sign contracts. Well, not here in South Africa. I suppose in Kenya, I'm not sure, but I would guess that children can't sign contracts in Kenya either. Let's speak about the contractual obligations of having your child in an agency.
Okay. Yeah, so of course, children can sign the contract by themselves. So the parent or the guardian needs to sign it for them. And in the different contracts, you have everything about the representation. It should be listed out well. You should be able to know the kind of campaigns your child will be doing. You need to be able to know the remuneration for these different campaigns. You need to be able to get to know about data protection, how the agency is going to protect your child, You also need to be able to know who your children will be working with, for how long will the contract last, and very important details also such as release forms. You also need to be informed when it comes to the different kinds of campaigns. For example, commercial modeling is broad. They can be doing social media advertising. They can as well be doing billboard advertising. So you need to know if they are doing these three different types of commercial jobs. How are they paid differently, and what is expected in the different kinds of campaigns that they will do. So a contractor or an agency should be able to clearly. So first of all, that's where we begin with training, because during the training sessions, we are able to sit down with our parents and we let them know what is expected, what is commercial modeling, because when you start, you don't know, you don't know even the different types of shoots that there is, So you first of all need to be empowered with the information. So for all the models who are signed at EM Africa Agency, which is called Rove Agency, they actually need to have gone through EM Africa Academy first, where they learn everything about commercial modeling, what is expected, what is in the industry, what you need to do, how you need to prepare, so that now by the time you sign into the agency, you will be ready. That is for both the parent and the child.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I like that part of the conversation, because the parent themselves would think, my child, they are perfect. They are very talented. They smile very well. But that doesn't particularly mean that they're ready for the commercial environment or the entertainment environment. What happens in these training sessions?
So in the training sessions, we have various training sessions. So we have catwalk training, that is catwalk modeling. So here we train them if you're booked for a commercial, for not a commercial, a high fashion or pageant, or you want to participate in a pageantry competition, what is expected. So high fashion is more like a designer books you for you to walk down the runway and advertise their clothes, And then if you're doing pageantry, this is more like now you're participating in a competition, Mr. and Miss Africa, any kind of competition, international. So the catwalk actually is different for both, So we teach them that. And then when it comes to commercial modeling, we teach them about the industry of commercial modeling, what it entails. You have TVCs, that this is when you're doing commercial modeling, you're doing TV advertising products for a company. Then you also have, if you're doing different photo shoots, like campaign shoots, social media advertising, you can just be advertising only social media. Your photos can be used only for social media and website use for a company, and you can also do print. So print, we also teach them like when it comes to print modeling. So we do these classes, like we come in with the cameraman and they are taught how to pose, how will you pose if you're doing a billboard for a particular item, so that is now the print modeling. So we take them through all types of modeling. They get to train because they are also children, they are growing. So you don't know where they will fall. At this particular time, they might be more into commercial modeling, but as time goes by, maybe they want to participate in pageantry or they want to do high fashion. So we teach them everything to ensure that they know all that. And when it comes to some classes, we actually involve the parents and they have to be there because now these are classes that include all the training about contracts, what is expected from the parent, what is expected from the child, the preparation and all that.
That's amazing. And in terms of time, how much time should parents, prepare themselves to spend on this child's career? Because obviously it's not like the kids can get themselves there all the time. The parents have to be actively involved. That's why I suppose you train them as part of some of these sessions as well. How much time must the parents be willing to spend driving the kids around, participating in the shoots, making sure that everything is running in accordance?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually think I have to answer you. It's more like a lifelong commitment, if I can start with saying that, right? Because it's even like, let's say it's like sports. Your child has gotten into sports, you have to walk with them through the journey. So I have to say, okay, our training should take anywhere between like 12 months for them to, if they are fast learners, they should have been able to learn. So I have to say, but we train weekends because the children also have schools during the weekday. So we can say, call it like maybe preparation. You can have like a year. This can be majorly for you focusing on the training so that the child can also get the confidence. We also have like leadership classes that helps the child become more confident. This is also very important. And confidence is also built because when a child comes, they might not be in a position where they can be able to start doing these presentations. So you need to give them time. So I can say it's a commitment. It will according to how fast the child can learn. So it can take anywhere between 6 months to 2 years. That's for the training, depending on how fast the child is learning. But then after that, it's like a commitment. It's a lifelong commitment because you will have that. Let's say you have a competition happening this year. Next year, you are preparing for something else. Next year, you have been called for a commercial modeling shoot. So it depends. Like I've said earlier, it's changing because the child can now be more into pageantry. Then after a while, they now want to go back into advertising, into billboard. So you find that if they are in it, they just get to grow in it until they reach the point where maybe they outgrow it or they go to the next level.
Well, as we wrap up, Erica, let's speak about the work-school balance. Children still need to get an education. It is their human right. How do they balance working in this industry and continuing to get in school? What do parents need to know about that?
Yeah, that's very important as well. So we actually have a curriculum as well. And in Kenya, we have like the CBE, which is the school curriculum. And they also have schools that are also using international curriculum. So we ensure that what we are teaching these children goes hand in hand with also what they are learning in school. Like we are complementing what they are learning in school. Like these leadership classes in public speaking, in presentation, it really helps them to grow, it really helps them to grow their confidence. We even find that the school is giving us feedback, like the child has become more confident in this and that. We don't train the same time as schools because schools, children in Kenya, we go from Monday to Friday. So you find that we have our sessions on Saturday over the weekends. And also when schools close, they can come by and participate. So we ensure that ours is like a low pressure, whereby the child, if they're interested, it's not like adding more on them and making it so hard for them to focus on schools. It becomes like something that complements because let's face it, it's very much important as well for a child to be able to participate in extracurricular activities. So you will even find in most schools in Kenya, we are also training during school because they have clubs time, they have the extracurricular clubs. We call them clubs, whereby it's like, let's say you have like a journalism club, you have a modeling club, you have a dance club. So what we do also, we come into these clubs as well during school time. It's just 1 hour a week, and we also have our training there. So it's more like a complementing. So no parent should be afraid to take their child into extracurricular activities because they really help to complement what they're learning in school.
Nice. Thank you so much, Erica, for your time. Where can we go to find out more about EM Africa Academy?
So, sorry?
Where can we go to find out more about the EM Africa Academy?
Yeah, EM Africa Academy, you can find us on our socials. We are EM Africa Academy on TikTok, we are EM Africa Academy, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, and we are on Facebook. We have our agency that is called Rove Agency. This is where we sign our models after they have been able to finish the training program. So EM Africa Academy, all over social media platforms.
Thank you so much. That's Erica Muthoni, Director of EM Africa Academy, a model and talent academy based in Kenya. And of course, they also own a modeling agency for the young ones. So parents, guardians, aunties and uncles, I hope that answered all your questions. If you want your little one to be part of this entertainment industry, it's 11:31 Central Africa time. Musibudi Makura back with our latest sports.